Welcome everyone to Tuesday Night Advanced Lecture. As you know, the topic this month, June of 2012, is the ultimate blunder. Ultimate blunder is a type of blunder that someone would make when they have a winning position. They don't realize that they have a win, so they resign. It's a whole point at stake. As opposed to a typical mistake that people make, they have a one game, they don't see the win, they may end up somehow in a draw. Or they do have a draw, they don't realize that they do have a draw and they end up losing. That's only half a point. But ultimate blunder is losing a full point. Over years, I've gathered about 40 or so positions from top-level players that they've made this kind of committal errors. This is one of those examples. The players here are Kotov. As you know, he was a national Russian champion for a while, and coach. Here, he is white, and his opponent is a player named Lambert. This was played in London, 1978. In this case, this game was adjourned in the position of the diagram. Lambert, black, offered a draw, which was stupid enough. But when Kotov told him his sealed move was rook e6 check, and the intended continuation of king d7, rook takes e8, king takes e8, rook check, winning the e pawn, follow up with winning either the bishop or this pawn, he even resigned.
Black resigned?
Right, black resigned. Kotov's great authority may have helped him to miss that black could actually win this game. So, the difference between you and black in this game is that black didn't know he had a win. You do. So if you were black, this is the move that white sealed, and they adjourned the game. So on this move, how would you continue as black?
Move the king, I don't know, to either d7 or f7, but not, obviously not a.
Well, maybe not f7, because this rook is guarded on f6. King moves away and wins that rook. So maybe king d7.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only move.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And Kotov told guy who was black that I'm going to play rook takes after king takes, check, and win this pawn, and I'm going to win the game. So black was convinced and resigned when he could have won. So obviously, this is white's intended move.
So then now he moves the g pawn.
Now, black assumed that he has to automatically capture the rook. And he didn't analyze the game long enough, and resigned.
But it's obvious that if he moves the g3.
Right. g3 is the winning move. He could have won with this by force. Probably one reason that black missed it was because he was trying to analyze everything in his mind. From what position? From this position, when white Kotov told him that I have rook e6, trade rook here, and all that.
But you know, since it was an adjourned game and they had overnight, and they have a lot of seconds and everything, I'm surprised that even the seconds missed g3.
Well, there were no seconds involved at this point, but right, during adjournment, he could have gotten help from other people back then.
But this is so obvious, you don't have to be a grandmaster to see this.
Right, but the guy was trying to see everything in his head, and he missed what a great position he had. g3, winning move. Okay, so Lambert was not a first tier or even second tier grandmaster at the time, but he was a strong player still to play in a major international tournament in London. Okay, this next position is between players Dokhanov against K. Yusupov, not the famous Arthur Yusupov. This is a different Yusupov. But still, it was Uzbekistan Championship 1981. So imagine it was a national championship game. And in this position, black, K. Yusupov, played Queen A6. And it seems that there's not much white can do except trading queens, because if he doesn't, there's Queen F1 checkmate if he tries to avoid trading. Therefore, white resigned. So, when he had a win, how did he have a win in this position?
G4.
White to play and win. G4. Everything is forced. That's
Yes.
a beautiful part of it. Pawn takes pawn. Discover check with the queen. But what if black plays this move? He sees everything last second and makes this move.
Okay.
How does he win now? Queen E8 check. And after queen G6,
It's knight F6.
knight F6, and you say checkmate. Very good. So even this doesn't help. And of course, queen takes queen fails to knight F6 check. When your opponent king is stuck, smothered on one side of the board, corners, or one side of the board, there are a lot of weird tactics that can be done. So you might want to take advantage of it next time your opponent king is stuck. And obviously, white has sacrificed some material to get the black king all the way to here, because he's an exchange down. So chances are he sacrificed some material in order to bring the black king over here. But then he wasn't able to finish it off. Okay, this next position, the players are white, Veprek, black, Glass, Grandmasters. This was played in Bad Kissingen, 1982. In this position, after white played rook takes b7, black resigned. She saw no defense against queen takes b7, e takes f5, in the bishop diagonal, followed by bishop d5 check. Therefore, black resigned. What did she miss? Black did have a win after rook takes b7. So, you're black, and you know there's a win here for black. How would you continue? Keeping in mind that if black plays queen takes rook, black is a whole rook ahead. And pawns are equal.
Well, so let's do queen takes rook. You gotta take it.
I would say when you seem to have a hopeless position in a combination, try not to visualize everything until the very end. Play the moves anyway, no matter how obvious looking they may seem to be. So, there, queen takes b7. This is pretty much forced. Now, on e takes f5, we know there's a bishop d5 coming, and that looks devastating. But, you see, black figured that bishop d5 check. If black plays, for example, queen h7, bishop d5 check, king h8, queen takes rook, winning.
Can you pin the queen to the king now and trade off queens over at h7? Get rid of the queens, and then you'd be up in exchange.
Aha. That's what black overlooked. That when she plays queen h7, after bishop d5 check, king h8, white doesn't have the option of queen takes rook, because
It's pinned.
there's an absolute pin here. But she was trying to calculate everything through the end, and she missed the fact that white could not play queen takes rook at this point. But had she actually gone through the moves and made the moves, maybe at this point she would have realized that. I'm sure white would have realized, because the It's just illegal move, you know. So
You
it's,
know what I realized?
What?
That playing the Grandmaster, I resigned prematurely.
He was surprised about that too. That's
Yeah.
why he asked. He was.
I didn't go through the things which looked
Right.
obvious. It's exactly what you're
Ouch.
saying.
Yeah, that's a typical human mistake.
Well, what do you
Computer would
mean
never do that.
by she tried to calculate, but she didn't go through the moves? What's the in your mind? All you can do is go through the moves.
Right, and that's what she did.
But-
Except in this position.
But she didn't see that move.
She didn't. Well, she may have seen queen h7, but she didn't realize that white queen is pinned to
Yeah.
the king. I mean, the only defense here is queen h7, but she thought queen h7 doesn't work because bishop d5 check, king h8, queen takes rook.
Yeah.
That's what she thought. She didn't realize that. Had she realized that, obviously she would have,
So if she had played one move more, then she would have realized it.
or two.
Yeah.
Right, we don't know. But my point is, if your position looks hopeless, go through the moves anyway.
You mean make the move?
Make the moves.
Yeah.
Right. And you never know, you might notice it at some point. Okay, here's the next position. The players in this game are white, Richenbergen against Wigden. This was played in Haarlem, 1983. I suppose Haarlem, Netherlands. So here in this position, from a club match in Holland, white had just sacrificed his rook on g7. Copy from g3 to g7. And black resigned. Because king takes g7, queen takes f6, king h8, king g8, knight h6 check, followed by queen takes rook. That's what black calculated when he loses the queen. However, there was a flaw in white's calculation. So you are black in this position, and I'm telling you that there is a win in here. See if you can find a win for black. Black to play and win.
Faulty is the queen covers the f8 rook. After queen takes knight, he can't check him because the queen covers f8.
So let's go through the moves. King takes here, forced. Queen takes f6 check. And how would you continue?
King g8 has to be the only move.
Right,
And now he saw knight h6 check.
right.
The thing is that it's queen takes knight.
Queen takes knight.
Why not?
And if queen takes queen,
Knight to
Knight
e2
takes
to
e2.
check, and then rook takes rook mate.
very good. And on queen takes knight, what if white captures with the bishop?
Still knight e2 check. Oh, wait a minute, let's see if that works. Let's see, bishop takes queen. Oh, well, there's still rook takes, rook takes queen. And if rook takes rook, check, and then rook takes rook.
Yeah, what's wrong with rook takes queen?
Right, on bishop takes, rook takes, and black is a piece up. That should win the game, right? With an extra piece, black should win the game, no problem. Okay, next position. Player white is someone named Jonathan, black is Anantesen, Iceland, 1984. What black invented here went around the world as a brilliancy. E2. White's last move was f6, and black in response played e2. The point being that f takes e7, bishop bishop d4 check, king h1, pawn takes, promote to a queen or rook mate, or rook f2, e1, rook or queen checkmate. So therefore, White saw this and he resigned. Very nice. A month later, a reader of the Observer chess column, which was one of the many where this combination was published, asked a simple question, which led to the solution for White to play and win in this position. So how can White continue here and win? This is truly a difficult one. And this, like all of them, of course, but probably this one more than the rest of them, involves good visualization in order to realize that there is actually a win for White. So what do you think, Sean?
They take pawn takes to queen.
Pawn takes queen, okay. And after bishop d4 check,
And you can also the knight.
you block with the knight. What's the point? You're giving up a whole knight also?
Because you get to protect your rook.
Aha! This is where visualization comes in. White gives up this knight, but as a result, he opens the diagonal a5, f1. So that player who asked in the newspaper, he asked, what if White plays knight e3 at this point? This is what everybody missed. The players themselves and the magazine editor of the chess column. They all missed that. When one reader asked, what about knight e3? Then they realized, oops, White actually had a win. So he takes the knight, king h1, and what does Black do? At best, he can win this rook, takes, queen takes, but this pawn on the 7, and queen versus rook and a bishop are no match. That one is deadly. How about that? This oversight. Okay, so here's the next position. The players are Samarin as White against Antoshin. This was played in Berdyansk, 1985. This too was also published as a nice combination by Black. In the Latvian South, this time, with queen takes h2. King takes h2, rook cg8. Looks like there's a forced checkmate coming. There's not much White can do about it. So White agreed and resigned. However, White could have won this game from this position. So you're White. How would you continue here? So
Well, for the moment, e6 would block it for a moment.
do what?
On e6.
Pawn to e6.
Okay.
But then what?
Looks like a desperate blockade, but actually that is the move. That is part of the solution. Even though the moves seem to be hopeless, but try to hang on for us one move at a time, and you'll be surprised what you might find.
Okay, so after bishop takes e6, you're right back to where you were.
Well, not quite.
Looks like it.
Something happened.
You get an open diagonal now.
As a result of pawn not being on e5 anymore, something has happened about the position.
There's a check.
Check where?
Check on the A1, H8 diagonal.
But he doesn't have a black squared bishop.
There's no bishop. Check. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, the queen
Yeah.
can go to c4,
That-
maybe.
no, it takes out c5. The rook takes on c5.
Right.
Yeah,
The road
Yeah.
cleared. After this seemingly
yeah.
desperate move, but it actually, that's part of the solution.
Ah.
And bishop takes,
Yeah.
rook c5.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Pawn takes, another rook c5.
Yeah, take it, yeah, you've got a queen.
This is how white could have won. And of course, if the rook goes back to check from h6, what would white play?
Rook h5.
Rook h5, and there's no mate.
Yeah.
And white is way ahead in material. It's got a queen for a rook, and that's a winning position for white. So I go back for visualization purposes so you guys can see. I mean, you saw this move based on your instinct to prolong the game, but that could be part of the solution.
The rook on g5.
Right.
Ah.
Of course, we could say white's position is desperate, and when you're desperate, you look at anything and everything to save the position. And there are times that it works. Another one of those really interesting positions. In this position, Martorelli is white, Anton's black, Reggio Emilia 2, 1985-86. Won the major tournaments in the world back then. In this position, white's last move was rook d7. A fantastic looking move. Black, seeing no defense to white's threats, resigned. For instance, rook takes d7, rook takes d7, and queen is overloaded. It's got to guard the checkmate, it's got to keep the rook guarded. So without actually making any moves, black resigned. However, black had a win in this position. The solution is far from obvious. It's truly difficult. And it's fantastic the way black manages. Black should have managed to win this game. So, you know there's a win here for black. How would you continue? Black to play and win.
Can we offer a solution? Or you want to wait?
Yeah, let's wait a little
Okay.
bit. Give a chance to everybody.
Rook F7.
Rook f7.
Yeah. I thought that
And
too.
white will play rook takes queen. You can win this rook check, queen g2, and now what?
Oh, yeah.
If rook takes rook, queen f8 mate.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
If this rook back to d7, well, rook takes rook takes queen mate.
but you don't need to play rook takes rook, really. Leave it there.
So what's your solution, John?
Yeah, rook f7, I thought was the solution.
Is that what you had in
Okay,
mind?
rook takes queen.
Right, rook takes queen wins for white.
Yes, it does, yeah. I see why. Rook takes rook, and yeah, you can't protect the f8 square eventually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know there's a win.
Put the king there.
So black to play and win.
Let's see. If you let the rook take the queen, the other rook can say check first, so there is no mate at h7, at least for one move.
Well, but then how, with a rook on e7 and a queen here, and this rook here, how can he possibly defend the mate on both of these squares?
Well, you can shoot back to d7. Oh no, that
That's
wouldn't
still-
block the queen.
Still, this rook is hanging, there are mates over here.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Rook g8 now.
no, you don't have
Rook
time.
g8, rook takes queen,
Yeah.
and there's a mate on this square, unstoppable.
Maybe there's interference with the knight. How about destroying the connection between the rooks with the knight at d6?
Knight
Too
d6,
slow.
rook takes queen, mate unstoppable.
Yeah.
No, it's not unstoppable because the knight can block at f7 or the rook can block at f7.
Okay, let's see. Knight here, rook takes queen, knight f7.
Attacks the queen.
Right, but it
And
doesn't quite work
Rook takes
because
rook, yeah. Rook takes rook.
Oh, it'd be two rooks against
takes
the
rook.
queen.
We'll do them in, yeah.
if knight takes checkmate,
Yeah.
or queen takes
And
rook.
if knight takes queen, rook takes rook, check.
And if knight takes queen, rook takes rook mate, and if
Yeah.
knight takes this rook,
Yeah.
queen takes this
Yeah.
rook,
Yeah.
or mate.
Yeah.
So,
It's getting close though.
but keep in mind that black is a rook ahead, a knight ahead in this position right now. That's what makes him win this game. All he has to do is survive checkmate, immediate checkmate. So where is that magical defense by black?
If rook f7, rook takes queen, rook takes rook check.
Rook f7.
Yeah,
I would
rook
say
takes-
white plays rook takes queen.
Okay, rook takes rook check.
Rook takes rook check, king g2.
Okay, now king, oh, that ain't gonna work either.
King
No,
G8
no,
doesn't
it
work
isn't gonna
because
work,
of
no, no.
rook check.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't
This
work.
position is hopeless for black.
Yeah.
So in other words,
That doesn't work, yeah.
doesn't quite work.
Not even close.
Examples are getting more complicated. Oops, this is far from obvious.
Yeah.
On the white king.
Well, let's take the rook first at d7 first, and let the other rook come down, I guess, and tempo the queen.
You know how I usually say, go through the moves and maybe you find the solution later? In this case, it doesn't work. I love chess. There are exceptions to every rule. So under normal circumstance, you would play rook takes, and then you start thinking.
Yeah.
In this case, it doesn't work. You have to actually see the whole solution in order to survive here.
Well, how about rook e8 from f?
Rook from f8 to e8.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Now rook takes queen.
rook takes queen.
Rook takes rook check.
Rook takes rook check, king g2, and now what? There is no defense to this mate. Rook takes, rook is not possible because of
Because
queen
of that
mate.
mate. There's no other checks. All right. That doesn't work.
If you want to, a clue to find the solution, remember what are the hardest moves to find in chess? Anybody knows the hardest, absolute hardest moves in chess to
Moving
find?
squares protected by pawns.
Queen back is good.
Give queen.
Queen back.
Queen backspace, diagonally, one square. But
Can't do that.
it's close, not exactly like that. You can't do it obviously in here. But the idea is very close to.
Oh, so rook takes d7, rook takes rook queen back to d8. Oh no, that doesn't work because of the mate.
That should give you a clue.
Yeah. So one of the rooks has to move.
Not necessarily.
Well, how else can you go back one square diagonal?
Well, it doesn't, it can't. But the fact that queen moves only one square, that should give a clue.
So queen takes rook?
Doesn't work. Queen takes d7, rook takes d7, then what?
Maybe queen
Then,
f7.
then rook to f7? No.
Yes, queen f7 is the move. Queen f7 is the move. Because the knight covers the d8 square.
Yeah.
Queen f7 is the move.
Agree?
Yeah, that's the move.
Queen f7. Now who would make a move like this in front of the rook, just move the queen one square away? But that's exactly the winning move, because of course the idea is to play queen g8 next and check, safeguard the mate. So white wants to do anything, he has to take the queen now. But then taking the queen
Yeah.
doesn't help. Black is a
Yeah,
piece
okay.
up.
Yeah,
Rook takes check,
yeah.
king g2, rook takes
Takes
f7, and this is a winning position for
Yeah.
black. with
This
an
is,
extra
the
piece.
extra knight.
But you see what a hard move it was, queen f7 to
Yes.
find? Generally, queen moving one square, that's a very hard move in chess. Of all those, queen moving one square, retreating diagonally, is the absolute hardest move in chess for some reason. And even world champion Karpov, he had a game against Christiansen that Christiansen made his queen from c2 to d1, attacking an undefended knight of Karpov and an undefended bishop on d6. Karpov resigned on the spot. But Karpov, for some reason, didn't consider queen d1 move for white. And that's exactly the kind of move we're talking about. Queen retreating one square diagonally. So next position, the players here are Snapik as white, Rangels as black in Lake 1986. Blindness of a special kind, forgetting the rules. Black didn't see how he could avoid losing a bishop without being mated by queen takes g6, and therefore resigned. The Polish master then pointed out the solution to white. To black. So it is black to play, and what should he do? Black to play and win.
Can he castle?
Okay, that's a possibility. Sean, what move did you have in mind? Same thing? Can black castle? Would you say that's a solution?
Still queen takes g6 is causing problems.
Oh, really?
No.
If castles,
Yeah, it's a-
queen
it
takes
is-
g6,
yeah, it's
then
pretty
black
bad.
has what move?
Queen takes bishop.
Queen takes bishop.
Okay, oh, yeah.
Black wins the piece and
Yeah.
wins the game. Castles was the move.
Was it? Yeah.
How would somebody overlook such an obvious move?
Because it's in mid-game and you probably usually castled by then. If you just forgot he could do it.
Right. What rule would you say black forgot?
He could
It
castle.
says that he could castle, right? Well, he assumed on castling queen g6 that black cannot take this bishop.
Yeah, can you
But obviously could. You might say it's a gross blunder. So here's our next ultimate blunder position. Over here, player of white is someone named Motamoris Klinger. This was in Gustall Junior World Championship 1986. So our games are getting close to the World Championship games. This is a special case. In great time trouble, white touched his knight. Case of touch move. Saw he could have won by simple rook takes g6. And then a whole piece. Panicked about losing his rook on g7 now. And he resigned. However, he didn't have to resign.
The discover check, and then knight protects the rook.
Right. Knight h5 check, and say he plays king d8, then what?
You could play rook takes knight.
And then this rook takes knight.
Yeah. You're standing a little
Not to
worse.
mention check maybe
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
and then
losing it. Oh, you go back and check him again. Knight check again.
knight check again, and then king f8,
Yeah.
and then what?
Then you do it again.
Now take the knight.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
now take the knight. That's
Now
right, of
take
course.
the knight.
Oh, win and win. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he didn't realize that he could repeat the position by force.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
And even on this check, if the king doesn't go here,
Yeah.
goes to say E8,
Oh, he's gonna get mated, no, he
well,
won't.
not quite, because
Not
rook
quite, yeah.
G8, king E7,
Yeah.
rook check, king F7, and he's
Yeah.
okay.
Well, you just take the knight
But he
anyway.
just takes the knight,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, gross oversight by white.
Yeah. That's
It's a
right.
case of touch move, but he didn't have to if that.
But couldn't he get a perpetual check by moving the other rook to E2?
Black,
Yeah.
at what point? After, let's say, in this position, rook takes here, and you're saying, look here
Double
now,
on this, on the ring.
is this a case of perpet?
Well, you know, you got another knight check. You're gonna win his rook on H2.
Oh, yeah.
Discover
Yeah.
check, followed by take.
Yeah.
So, doesn't quite work. In this game, player of white bought against the spade, Women's Championship, Germany, 1987. A parallel to the other Women's Championship we discussed. In this position, this was a decisive last round of the German Women's Championship. And here also, white resigned in a one position as soon as black played 93, check. But white could have won. So if you are white, how would you continue here? So all white had to do is to play king c1, and a knight takes queen.
Yeah,
She doesn't have to capture the knight.
yeah,
This is devastating move.
check, yeah.
And black has no check. With these two rooks and these two pawns, and bring another queen, that should decide the issue.
She could have actually taken the knight also.
She probably could have taken the knight also, right? Well, if she defends, takes the knight though,
Yeah.
black will go here
Oh,
and guard
yeah.
the g7 is
Yeah.
square. And black is 3 pawns up. He couldn't.
Yeah, he's gonna win that, that's right.
So he probably
Yeah.
doesn't have time to take the knight.
Yeah.
So playing it safe, why not immediate g7? Maybe capture the knight next. So, had white won, she, not a spade, would have been champion.
Really?
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a kind of mistake that not only is an ultimate blunder,
Yeah.
but it's in lifetime is gonna bother you. So here's our next position. The players here are white Hartmann, black Radish, correspondence 1987. And of course, correspondence players, they have the luxury of using help from friends, computers, whatever they can find. 1987, they probably weren't strong chess computers then, but they have all the time in the world to analyze. In this position, again from a correspondence game, white resigned as after black played b3. There's a saying in chess that 2 pawns on the 6th rank, they beat a rook. Therefore, based on that saying and this situation, white figured he can't stop these 2 passed pawns, and therefore he resigned. He didn't see that these pawns, they don't need to be stopped. White could have won in this position. White to play and win.
Oh, rook A8.
Okay, 8. Let's say he plays c3.
C3,
I mean c2.
king D4.
King d4, king e7. Just in time.
Yeah, it's not a threat, that's the thing, it's just, you should check. All you can get there.
But you have the right idea. Take advantage of black's king position and somehow create a maiden net But if you can make it a little bit more forceful, that's the idea in this puzzle.
Needs to play,
Maybe rook a7, threatening the
Oh.
c7 pawn.
There's no threat.
Rook
rook
E2 perhaps.
Rook A5, I think it's.
Rook E2.
Rook A5, somebody said?
No.
What's the point? Let's say he pushes this
Yeah.
down. Rook can
Oh,
never
it's
stop
too
these two
slow.
pawns.
Yeah, it's too slow. Yeah.
Right. What move, John?
Rook E2.
Rook E2.
Yeah, you really got to make.
And no matter which black pawn is advanced,
King goes to D4.
then king D4.
Yeah,
Very good.
And you're making a really, you can't get out of mate.
Right.
That's what I was-
He can't even get out.
And let's say black notices that.
Yeah, he goes
He
now.
would. And he plays.
Oh, then the king comes down with check.
Then he plays. Well, if he goes to king E7,
Yeah.
discover check
Check.
followed by take.
Yeah.
And the pawns are gone.
Yeah.
But what if he goes to king C5?
Uh-uh.
That's a little bit more challenging.
Okay, then the king has to come to support the pawn. You push to D6. The pawn D6.
What move were you suggesting?
Okay, king D3.
King D3, okay.
And the king is going to go to B4. I'd assume.
Let's say on king D3, he plays C2.
Make it tougher.
Well, you could sack the rook for the 2 pawns and wouldn't you win?
No, because you're gonna lose this
Yeah,
pawn,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna lose this. Black is gonna have 3 to 2.
Yeah.
Outside pass pawn should win easily.
What, but king to D2 stops the
King
pawn.
D2. Just
King
yeah.
D2,
Yeah.
and after king takes pawn,
Rook e7.
You're okay, aren't you?
What, okay, you're okay now.
everybody agrees?
Rook e7.
Yeah, or rook E4 and behind the pawns or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Black can win these 2 pawns,
But
then,
you got a
but
rook.
then white will go after
Yeah.
the B pawn,
Yeah.
and whether black pushes it or not, these pawns gonna be lost. So, rook E2 exclamp, that was a key move that white missed. So again, what white could think of is, what is my strength in this position? And white's best strength is the fact that black king is stuck over here.
Yeah.
And somehow try to create a maiden net, which is done with. But the first move most people see is rook A8, rook D7 and all that, but black
It's
king
just too slow,
escapes.
yeah.
Right, a little bit slow. But rook E2 is just the right move. And whether black notices or not, white has won game. And of course, king E7 fails to king D3, discovered check. And king C5 fails to king D3 anyway. Next position. The players here are Nagler against Wolkenstein, Empress Walt, 1995. Total Blindness is the name of this game. After white played bishop d4, black resigned.
Oh, that's so obvious here.
It has nothing to do with the fact that you were here last year, did it?
No, I wasn't.
You
I
weren't?
wasn't here, no.
Okay.
No.
It's just queen takes bishop.
I think you found the solution last year, right, Mitch?
I'm just looking at it now, I can see queen takes bishop.
Say what you think.
Well, queen takes bishop, queen takes queen check.
No, it's just knight to C2.
Knight c2 first.
Right, C2
Yeah.
first,
Yeah.
right. It's a case of move order. It looks like under normal circumstances, let's say some other situation, you play queen takes, and you come up with this fork.
Oh, but no.
But in this case, doesn't work, and knight check must be played first.
And you just win the piece.
I don't know, some of these look so simple and others look so difficult.
Right. Like John said, time pressure plays a big role in this. I mean, it's not fair to the players. We look at this relaxing, comforting all the time, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
find a move. These guys are under intense pressure the whole game. Now they're about to lose on time. They got seconds left probably, and they miss something like this.
Well,
and we go
let's see,
over these.
queen
other-
takes knight,
Yeah.
queen
We make
takes
fun of
bishop. So what is?
It's like
black
black
up a
pawn
piece,
side
moves up,
is
moves
a
up a
rook.
rook.
Oh, black is way ahead in material. Takes. Black is rook ahead. That's an easy win.
Yeah.
Compensation.
And white king is stuck over here also.
Yeah.
So, easy win.